Why people value things more when they build them. Imagine this. You buy a bookshelf from a store. You bring it home, open the box, and realize something terrifying. There are 42 screws, 12 wooden panels, and an instruction manual that looks like a puzzle from another planet. You spend 2 hours building it. At one point you almost quit. At another point you swear the instructions are written by someone who hates humanity. But finally, after all the struggle, you finish it. You step back and look at the bookshelf. And suddenly it feels special. Not just a piece of furniture, but your bookshelf. Now here's the strange question. Why do we value something more simply because we struggled to build it? Psychology actually has a name for this. In 2011, researchers conducted a fascinating experiment. Participants were asked to build simple origami figures, paper cranes, frogs, and other shapes. The catch: most of the participants had never done origami before. So the results were, let's say, not impressive. The figures were crooked, uneven. Some of them barely looked like what they were supposed to be. Then the researchers did something interesting. They asked the participants, "How much would you sell your origami for?" The participants gave their price. Next, the researchers showed these same origami pieces to other people, who had not built them, and asked them the same question. "How much would you pay for this?" Now logically, both groups should give similar prices. After all, they are looking at the same ugly paper crane. But that's not what happened. The people who built the origami valued it far more highly. Sometimes 5 times more valuable. Even though objectively, it looked terrible. Why? Because they built it. And that leads us to a fascinating psychological phenomenon. This is called the IKEA Effect. Named after the furniture company where customers assemble products themselves. The theory is simple. When people put effort into creating something, they begin to value it much more than it objectively deserves. Effort creates emotional attachment, even if the result isn't perfect. Why this happens? There are 2 main reasons. First, effort justification. Our brain hates the idea that we struggled for nothing. So if we spend time, energy, or frustration building something, our mind automatically increases its value. It tells us, this must be important, otherwise why did I work so hard for it? Second, a sense of ownership. When you build something yourself, it becomes part of your identity. It's no longer just an object. It's your effort, your time, and your creation. And humans naturally protect and value what they feel ownership over. This effect shows up everywhere. Parents often believe their child's drawing is a masterpiece, even if it looks like random scribbles. Why? Because they were emotionally involved in the process. People also love furniture they assemble themselves more than furniture that arrives ready-made. Students value projects they worked hard on, even if the outcome isn't perfect. Even companies use this effect in clever ways. Some brands let customers customize their products. Choose colors. Add personal touches. Build part of the experience. Because the moment effort is involved, value increases. Where you can use this. Understanding the IKEA effect can actually change how you approach work, learning, and relationships. For example, if you want someone to feel invested in a project, don't do everything yourself. Let them contribute. Even small contributions increase emotional attachment. Teachers often use this technique with students. Instead of giving all the answers, they let students struggle a little. Because when students figure something out themselves, they value the knowledge more. The same principle applies to teamwork, creativity, and even personal goals. The more effort you invest, the more meaningful the result becomes. So the next time you struggle while building something, a project, a piece of furniture, a skill, or even a relationship, remember this, that frustration might actually be increasing its value in your mind. Because sometimes, the reason we love something so much is simply because we built it ourselves. And that powerful psychological tendency is known as the IKEA effect. I hope you understood the concept very well. For more such videos, stay tuned. Thank you for watching.